Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. This is not financial advice. I just want a bunch of other mess, baby, because it's about to get hot in the kitchen now. Don't invest in companies you don't understand and don't believe in, because if they dip, then they not gonna buy the dip, and then you're gonna sell low and be right back here crying to me, and I'm not having that. So if you can't do the heat of these hot stocks, then stay out of the kitchen and consider investing in index funds. Family, make sure you talk to a licensed financial advisor in your area. Investing carries risk. However, there are some plays coming up in the market on September 11th that I wanted to put on your radar. How do I know? Because I have basically the best investing app in the world, which is the Moo investing app, which keeps me up to date. This literally popped up on my screen a few days ago. I'm gonna bring it to your attention. It says that FIGR has filed to go public. They're gonna issue the price between $18 to $20, and there's gonna be 26 million shares, and this is gonna happen on 9/11. And basically, you could get in on this by joining it. Another one that I got popped up, it said that it's gonna be Gemini, and they filed to go public as well between the price of $17 and $19. As you already know, we have many of these IPO, initial public offering plays, which first enter into the market, and we've been knocking them out the park. If you made any money with an IPO, let me know in the comments, family, because we've been putting IPOs on your radar, and they don't always play out, but every single time that we have talked about it, so far they've been doubling everybody's money up. That don't mean that this one is going to be exactly that, because these are coming out in September. So I wanted to just let you know that these are going to carry a little more risk even than the other ones that we talked about in the past. Another one, so these are big names that I want you to go and do your own research on. See if you ready to try to put some money up and see if you wanted to get in it. Only put in what you're willing to lose if you decide to do that, because you got to understand, IPOs, they do have that risk, but everybody who's taking a risk, when we've been bringing it up, they've been making money. So I say that to say this, make sure you understand what you're doing. I want to put something on your radar. Oh yeah, and I tell you the app, like I told you in the past, it's the Moo app. Download it, put $100 on there at a minimum. Some people putting more money on there, and then they're getting more free stocks, but also the information from it. I'm telling you right now, if you keep missing out on stuff like this, it's because you don't have that information being fed to you. You get notifications from Instagram and your text messages and all of these, but none of them is giving you information that's going to feed your brain and feed your pockets. So that's how I feed myself. We're getting notifications from stuff that's going to pay me. Let's go to CNBC, and they just said that Klarna, which is the last one that's going to IPO that we just mentioned, they looking to raise $1.27 billion during this IPO. And like I said, they were expected to basically come out and give us a different price range that they're going to be. And they said they're going to range between 35 and 37. When you get in, when you use these apps that I'm talking about, and you get in before the IPO actually happens, because you can actually go and put some money up, it'd be like this. Let's say you put $100 up and you say, all right, I want to try to get 3 shares of that. If you do get filled for some of them, you're going to get it in that range that, for example, on Klarna, 35 to 37, all of them may not fill. But then when they IPO, if all of the people who are hyped about it that day, they get in, it's probably going to be $50, $60 at that point. So I'm not trying to give you a guarantee. I don't want you to think that that's how it works. Eventually, Wall Street is going to pull a rug up from everybody else, and then they're not going to let IPOs be such an easy win as they do. But for now, it's been a money printer. I want to give a shout out to some of the plays that we recently jumped in, and we still in this one. This is a SPY 640 call option, which I walk you through. I walk the family through. This made us a quick $100 so far. A BMNR Bitmine play. This one's up 17%. Walk the family through that one. And then the NVIDIA 170 call. This one we got in, got up, got out, made another 130 on that. So I want to give a shout out to everybody who's getting the step-by-step alerts from me and knocking out the park with us. If you want to get my trades, the link is in the top of the description. And I want to give a shout out to a few people and highlight them. Fidel, he just made 30% on a play, aka $700. And then another one, when you look at it, it says he made $489. Salute. Parker, he just said that today was a good day. Love to see it, where he just made $40, $60, $25, $200, $500. He really killing it. I love to see it. And then last but not least, Will, who just said something that I wanted to put into your heart and into your spirit. So I want to upload this so you could download it. He said he made 250 today, which is well above his 100-day average. Thank you, KGU and the team. Again, thank you, because you are inspiration to those who don't yet have a set plan as to what they want to make every day. If you have a set plan, you want to make $20 a day, multiply that by 20 and see how much you can make in a whole month while the stock market is open. If you want to make $50 a day, multiply that by 20, because the market basically is 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and it's about happens 4 times in a month usually. So multiply that by 20. You want to make $100 a day, multiply that by 20 and see what having a small goal like that can actually do for you. And then when you have these goals, You'll see if you're hitting a goal, and if you're not hitting a goal, you can see what adjustments you need to make. That's going to be important. I want to bring something back to your radar. I was just talking to my dog, and he just said, Keenan, go relook at American Eagle. You was talking about this, and I think we should revisit it. I go and I look at it again, ticker symbol AEO. It's up another 22% today, family. It's at $16.75. When I had made that video about American Eagle and about there was a controversy with Sydney Sweeney, who was an actress, and she was talking about jeans, whether it be jeans she's wearing or jeans in her body, because she's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman, for example. Everybody was either upset about it or they were in love with it. I told you, the political piece of this, none of your concern. Whether they doing all of that, they making noise over there, none of your concern. You got to think to yourself, if they're going to make a circus in the media about anything that goes on and make outrage, you know what's going to happen? The smart investors are going to actually use it to make a whole lot of money. If you remember me talking about American Eagle in this way and how outrage fuels these companies, and sometimes they try to get you mad so you could be free advertisement for them, and then they make a whole lot of money. If you remember that, put an A in the chat, family. Let's look at this. Sydney Sweeney, I'm going to show her right here. This is a screenshot of her in the ad, right? Talking about how she got good genes, for example. It's a play. She's a actress who a lot of people find attractive, for example. So then, boom, they trying to play on that, and they know that some people gonna be in their feelings about it, and some people gonna be like, yeah, you know, I love that. However you feel, that's cool. We're not even getting into that, and I want you to just understand that the important piece is whenever you see a company, like I said in the past, Target, Budweiser, whatever kind of company it is, if they doing something to cause outrage, instead of getting into the politics on the internet and arguing with people, you could feel how you want to feel, but just go at a minimum and check what's going on with the business side of it. Go check what's going on with the stock. Go check what's going on with the amount of revenue and numbers that they putting up. Let's take a look at it ourselves. I had brought this to your attention when it was coming down 39% on the year, and it had fell to $12. Now it popped up like crazy. CNBC just posted this. American Eagle stock soars 20%. And I told you about it not 20% ago. I told you about it like 30% ago. As retailers say, Sydney Sweeney campaign is the best to date and beats earnings. So they knocked their earnings out of the park, saying that they had their best campaign in the world. So I say that to say this. You think that Target and Budweiser and all these other companies, they not going to start doing stuff like that when they see that American Eagle saying, yo, we know we got a lot of hate, but we also balanced it out with a lot of love. So now everybody's supporting us that wasn't supporting us before. The people that hate us, they're going to hate us, but the people that love us, they're going to pay us. That's how they moving. Other companies are going to see that, and then they're going to stop toting that line of trying to be politically correct. They're going to start coming out with stuff to enrage you, to infuriate you, and don't bite the cheese. Don't go for the bait, family. I'm telling you this because they're going to just use you as free marketing. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to say something that you think is outlandish, and next thing you know, you talking about American Eagle on your phone. You talking about Budweiser, you tweeting about it, you posted it on Facebook, you sending stuff to your friends and family, and they getting free advertisement, and you are just being used as a commercial because they know they got into your feelings when you shouldn't have never let them get there. They're going to keep doing stuff like this because now they motivated to do it. So, like I said, let's look into the numbers. Wall Street was behind the 8 ball when I brought this to your attention, but they often are behind the 8 ball. This is why I tell you, I'm the best coach in the game with this because I give you the exact entries, I give you the exact exits, and I tell you on the front end rather than on the back end, all the way through even before Wall Street get up on it. Now let's check this out. Wall Street said that the price target for this one was $13. That was 22% ago, Wall Street. Y'all behind the 8 ball. And then it says that the fair value is $19.16. I told you about this one again before they even got to that fair value because they're looking at the money that they're making now after that campaign. So I say that to say, let's look even deeper. The price to earnings ratio. You want to be able to have a tool. This is why I always tell you again. I told you mad times, and I'm going to just tell you again. Download Moomoo so you can get the tools that I'm using to do this. The PE ratio, AEO, of this stock, American Eagle, is 13. The industry that they're in is 23, meaning they way more of a fair price than even the whole industry that they in. According to the price to earnings, that's a great metric to look at. And then the price to sales, which is another great metric to look at. They way better priced than their competitors. So this is why the fair value is higher than the current stock is. I don't believe that they're going to be able to maintain the revenue that they pulling in at this rate. the revenue is going to slow down a little bit. And they even got the proof on it right here. It says the financials, they made about 1.6 billion, but that's going to drop to about 1.2 billion. And even in the fourth quarter during Christmas time and everything like that, they had a significant pop with all of the hype and the controversies. So they're not gonna be able to maintain all of that, but it's a great swing, and I love to see that. So if you make some money with that one, then I encourage you to put your stop loss higher than your entry price because it already ran up so much. If you're looking to try to get back in this one, wait for it to come down, in my opinion. If you want to try to play it towards 19 from now, going from 16 to 19, it could make sense. But going from like 10 to 19 is even better. Going from like 12 or even 13 to 19 is even better. Wall Street been picking this one up about the $13 level, and that's where they liking it at. But I want to put another one on your radar again and deepen you in understanding what's going on with this company. It's Apple, ticker symbol AAPL. They currently up about 3% on the day, so they pushing. Remember, this is a multi-trillion-dollar company, so to see them pushing like this, we love to see that healthy growth. And it's $237 at the time of this recording. We like to buy this one under the 220s, even under the 230s. But if you buy it right now and you holding it for years, I ain't gonna be mad at you at all, family. It's actually that simple. If my mother, my grandmother, whoever, if anybody wanted to buy a stock and they didn't want to look at it, for example, and grandmother, rest in peace to my lady. If anybody wanted to buy a stock, and I told you, like time and time again, I've been telling you for the last almost a decade now, Apple is a killer and a banger, and they actually became more of a banger. Jim Cramer actually posted this, and I know everybody got their feelings about Jim Cramer, but he had gotten to a dialogue on Twitter, aka X, that I wanted you to see. Jim Cramer from CNBC, he said, I still don't think people understand the incredible importance of tonight's decision for Apple. It's up 3.7%, but it will now get the Google money, and instead of buying AI, it will have a rich company pay it to take that company's AI. That means no 200 billion check to NVIDIA for Apple. Somebody said this in the comments, and this is that dialogue that I want you to see. Everyone is missing a point. This isn't about a one day 3.7% pop on whether Apple cuts a $200 billion check to NVIDIA. Google's ruling cements Apple's monopoly on distribution. It keeps the $20 billion Google search deal alive while giving Apple the option to auction its platform to whichever AI wins, whether it be Google, Gemini, OpenAI, or whatever. And that means Apple doesn't need to build frontier AI models, it just taxes them. In the AI arms race, Apple has quietly positioned itself as the toll booth of the most valuable real estate in history. 2+ billion devices. When this man said this on Twitter, I was thinking like, wow, think about this, that Apple has some of the most valuable real estate in the world. When you put my phone next to your phone, right? And you think about the surface area of this right here, and then you go and grab your iPad and just think about all of these devices together and how all of us are looking at that plot of land together at one time. And then all Apple has to do is pick whichever the winner is, OpenAI or Gemini or Grok or whatever service of artificial intelligence that exists, and say, yeah, we want y'all to be the one featured on our platform. This is crazy for Apple, and we love to see it. Wall Street is saying that the fair value of Apple right now is about 210, but honestly, with what we just learned with the Google ruling that Google has to share their artificial intelligence data, Apple is looking more like a $250 stock, if not a $300 stock compared to what we know now. So family, I'm telling y'all, the world is about to be shaken up in 2025. The game is not over. The artificial intelligence race is on fire, and we're going to see how Apple deems the winner. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Use the Moomoo link if you want to get some free stocks and get up on the best investing platform. And if you want to book a call with the team, then go ahead over there. I'm going to put the link in the top of the description so you can get my trades. I see y'all on the next one. The calendar, like I told you, I keep filling up, but I keep adding more time to it so y'all can have an opportunity. So I see y'all on the next one. Take care.